smile, Rhodey. We're back in the round pen with Rhodey. Still working on his bubble and working on him moving out whenever he's being asked. He doesn't really mind the flag, you know. As far as I can touch him everywhere on his body with it. And he doesn't really, you know, he's not really afraid of it, per se, you know. I don't think he really understands go and stop and that kind of thing with it yet. But as far as touching him everywhere with it, you know, he doesn't really throw a fit, doesn't kick out at it, which is a good thing. I put the rope all over him today, put a tarp. He's even voluntarily walked over the tarp, you know. So this kind of stuff, he's just not really excited about. Now I can take this halter off of him, and I can send him with the flag, no problem at all. But as far as being scared of it, you know, I think somebody probably did some work on him at some time. And so right now, what I'm working on is I want to get those 4 feet to operate when I ask them to. So a lot of people say, well, don't do the hindquarter yield so much because you're just gonna desensitize them to it, and it's not good on their body to do that. But I tell you, after he learns it, you'll use it every day. Whenever you go through a gate, whenever you, good job, boy. Whenever you are riding, you use the hindquarter yield all the time. You need it in order to side pass. You need it in order to open a gate. You need it in order, you just need it in everything you do. So, the hindquarter yield for me, no, I don't drill it for sure. However, I do want to make sure he has it. I also want to make sure that I can move his front feet. So see how he just planted his front feet there? I want that shoulder to move over there. I want that shoulder to move over. Now whether the cue is crystal clear or not at this point doesn't matter as long as I get that shoulder to move over. And he understands to leave his back feet there. Move that shoulder over. Move that shoulder. So, working on the 4 corners, because whenever we ride, we definitely need all 4 of those corners, especially if you're going to start doing any technical work. You know, a lot of people just want to get on their horse and just go down the trail or get in the arena and go around in circles for 20, 30 minutes and say, oh, I've done my deal, you know. But you really haven't asked your horse to do anything. You haven't asked your horse to be a horse. You haven't asked your horse to go beyond where he is. You've got to go beyond where you are, right? So like I said, you know, I am a lifelong student of the horse. In other words, when I find somebody good to be a mentor, you know, and I'm not saying you need to go to every Tom, Dick, and Harry that comes through your neighborhood, but I am saying that you need to always be open-minded and willing to learn. Always be open-minded and willing to learn. Always find you can always improve. You can always improve. So just getting him to move out a little bit, listening to commands. The good thing is he's not kicking out at me like he was earlier today. So he's getting better. And when he gets better, then I leave him alone. So in his going and in the way he's coming along and the way he's doing, I'm kind of liking a lot of things about the little guy. I haven't seen his heart yet, but I don't know how much heart he has. But I do know that he's willing. He seems to be fairly intelligent. I don't think he's going to be a big cutting horse guy, but I don't see why you couldn't go out and push cows around on him, Definitely got to work on his feet before I start asking a whole lot from him. Got most of that dreadlock out the other day. Oh, there we go. I'm going to take a little break here. All in all, he's coming along pretty good. He's got a ways to go, but so do I. So, anyhow, this is Rhodey, and we're doing groundwork, trying to find out any holes that he has other than being, and he's not really pushy, he just wants to be with you. And he just wants to be with you a little too close, He's not really pushing on me. He's just wanting to be right up against me. Maybe it's flies, maybe it's habit, maybe somebody just loved on him more than they asked him to do anything. I don't know, but we'll see what the next few days brings. Enjoy your horse journey.